This will shock you. Some of the most expensive premium bacons on the shelf are actually using the same chemical shortcuts as the cheapest brands. Fancy packaging hides it, but the frying pan exposes everything. Today, I'm showing you the bacon ranking grocery chains never want you to see. What caught me off guard is how different bacon becomes once you stop trusting the packaging and start judging what actually happens in the pan. The marketing says one thing, but the ingredients and the cook-off tell the real story. Before we get into the rankings, comment which bacon you usually buy so I can break that brand down for you next. Today, I'm showing you which grocery store options are mostly additives, which ones carry real health concerns, and which few genuinely earn their higher price by using clean curing and honest smoke. 10. Great value. Walmart brand Great Value bacon looks budget-friendly, but the low price hides deeper problems. It's heavily injected with brine and water, so most of what you're paying for literally boils away in the pan. Artificial smoke flavor, high nitrates, and cheap fat-to-meat ratios create slices that shrink dramatically and leave behind a greasy puddle instead of crisp texture. Many consumers report rubbery edges and inconsistent flavor between batches, a sign of mass processing shortcuts. If you want bacon that actually tastes like pork instead of wet salt, this isn't the one. 9. Oscar Mayer. Oscar Mayer is a nostalgic household name, but today, many of its varieties rely more on chemistry than craftsmanship. High sodium nitrite levels, artificial smoke injections, and heavy brining are standard, giving the bacon its trademark pink color and long shelf life. That convenience hides overly fatty cuts and a manufactured flavor profile designed to mimic real smoking. When cooked, slices often curl, splatter excessively, and leave behind an oily residue. It's reliable for uniformity, but far from quality if you're looking for bacon that tastes genuinely smoked and naturally cured. 8. Hormel Black Label. Hormel Black Label markets itself as premium, yet much of its quality comes from packaging rather than pork. Expect liquid smoke instead of real wood, added phosphates to hold moisture, and a noticeably salty finish that overwhelms the meat. These slices often fry up greasy rather than crisp, signaling excessive water retention from processing chemicals. What you gain in convenience, you lose in authenticity. Many home cooks report uneven cook-off, a sign of inconsistency in fat distribution and curing methods. Hallmarks of industrial-scale production rather than artisanal care. 7. Smithfield produces bacon at massive scale, which means speed and volume often beat quality. Heavy brine injection leads to watery frying, inconsistent texture, and slices that shrink into thin, floppy strips. Sodium levels run high, and long-standing concerns about processing standards and sourcing transparency make some shoppers uneasy. Industrial curing processes flatten flavor complexity, replacing it with a salty, one-note taste. If you want bacon with balanced smoke, firm bite, and clean ingredients, this big factory approach usually disappoints. 6. Wright and other thick-cut marketing traps. Thick-cut bacon sounds luxurious, but thicker slices don't fix chemical curing. Many thick-cut brands, including Wright, use moisture pumps, preservatives, and liquid smoke to create a consistent appearance while masking lesser-quality pork. That extra thickness can actually highlight the problem: soggy centers, rubbery texture, and inconsistent crisping. Some brands have also faced recalls for foreign matter contamination, a reminder that premium cut doesn't always mean premium quality. Thickness means nothing if the meat underneath is still factory engineered. 5. Farmland often leans heavily on industrial curing methods despite its rustic branding. Liquid smoke, standard curing chemicals, and large-scale pork sourcing combine to create bacon that tastes more manufactured than smoked. While it looks wholesome on the shelf, the ingredient list usually tells a different story. Slices tend to shrivel rapidly in the pan, producing a chewy texture rather than a proper crispy snap. It's a classic example of marketing nostalgia used to dress up a very ordinary and heavily processed product. 4. Butterball-style value lines. These budget bacon lines look cost-effective, but rely heavily on additives to maintain color, texture, and long shelf life. High curing agents, stabilizers, and moisture-holding chemicals give the appearance of uniformity while stripping away real flavor. You often end up with slices that smell smoky but taste oddly flat or metallic. Nutrition also takes a hit. These products tend to be high in sodium and low in actual meat content. The low price tag hides the true cost: low quality, low flavor, and unnecessary additives. 3. Store brand premium labels still using additives. Many supermarket gourmet bacons look upscale with craft-inspired packaging, but the ingredient lists reveal the truth. If you see sodium phosphate, polysorbates, or engineered smoke flavorings, the bacon is still factory designed, not naturally cured. These additives help manufacturers fake the look and texture of high-quality bacon while using cheaper pork underneath. Shoppers pay extra for branding, not for better meat. Despite premium pricing, these bacons often fry up greasy, overly salty, and lacking the natural complexity of slow-smoked cuts. 2. Bacon labeled only as smoked flavor or natural flavoring. This label is one of the biggest red flags on the shelf. When a package uses vague terms like smoked flavor, it almost always means liquid smoke or chemically created smoke essence. Not real wood, not real smoke. That shortcut creates an artificial aftertaste and masks the absence of proper curing. It also means the meat likely didn't receive slow smoking, which contributes not only flavor, but also texture and preservation quality. If the label isn't transparent, the product almost never is either. 1. Products with sugar high on the ingredient list or long stabilizer names. When sugar appears early in the ingredient list, you're not buying bacon. You're buying candied pork engineered for appearance, not flavor. High sugar levels cause uneven browning, burnt edges, and sticky residue in the pan. Add long chemical stabilizers, gums, and syrups, and you end up with bacon that's more lab project than food. Manufacturers do this to create uniform slices and extended shelf life at the cost of natural taste. If the ingredient list reads like a chemistry exam, skip it. How to spot these problems while shopping and cooking. Start with the label. Avoid sodium nitrite, nitrate, or fancy-sounding substitutes like celery powder, which function the same way. Check sodium per serving. Over 300 milligrams for 2 strips is excessive. Look for real smoke listed: hickory, applewood, cherrywood, not vague flavoring. In the kitchen, do a test fry. If the bacon collapses into a greasy puddle, foams excessively, tastes metallic, or smells chemically smoky, you're dealing with overly engineered bacon. Good bacon shrinks slightly, crisps evenly, and smells like actual wood smoke, not perfume. Brands that actually deserve your money. 3. Applegate Naturals. No sugar bacon. Applegate offers minimal ingredients, responsibly sourced pork, and no artificial flavoring. Just clean, straightforward bacon. Because there's no added sugar, nitrates, or smoke flavoring, the taste is remarkably natural and balanced. It crisps well, cooks evenly, and has a pleasant savory finish. If you want transparency and clean eating without sacrificing flavor, this is one of the best supermarket options available. 2. Peterson's Natural Farms Uncured Bacon. Peterson's is known for high-integrity pork, no added nitrates or nitrites, and genuinely clean curing. The flavor is mild, smoky, and satisfying without the chemical bite that many industrial brands have. It crisps reliably and works perfectly for Whole30, paleo, or clean cooking. The company's sourcing and small-scale practices produce bacon that tastes like actual pork, not additives. 1. Small local butchers and farmers markets. If you want truly superior bacon, nothing beats small batch curing from local butchers or farmers. These producers rely on real wood smoke, high-quality pork, minimal ingredients, and slow curing techniques. The result is bacon with richer flavor, better texture, and far fewer additives. Asking how the hogs were raised and what wood was used for smoking reveals everything you need to know. When freshness, craftsmanship, and honest sourcing meet, the difference is undeniable. You just saw how wildly different bacon becomes once you stop trusting the box and start paying attention to what actually happens in the pan. Now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments which bacon you normally buy. Your comment also helps push this guide to shoppers who have no idea they're paying premium prices for engineered shortcuts. And if you want more breakdowns that cut through the marketing, whether it's bacon, packaged foods, or ingredients grocery stores never want you to question, hit subscribe before you go. The next video goes even deeper into the everyday foods people think are clean, but absolutely are not.